Porn Supremacy. There is a significant correlation between our kind and the use of pornographic material. Once upon a time, one might imagine that the size of a person's porn stash might have been a rough and ready indicator of their reliance on porn and their potential for being one of our kind. Nowadays, the availability of porn through the internet means that millions upon millions of images and videos are all available at the click of a mouse. No longer is it necessary for people to buy top-shelf magazines, visit an adult sex shop to purchase videos or DVDs, or import some hardcore material from another jurisdiction. It is far easier to go online and obtain a porn fix from there instead. If you have been entangled with our kind, it is highly likely that porn features on the agenda. Initially, it will have been used as an aperitif to sexual activity, watching a film together, or surfing for some interesting snippets, in order to get us both in the mood, or enhance the mood further. It would provide a basis for discussion between us as to ascertaining sexual mores and appetites. During seduction, we would garner from you what worked for you, what turned you off, and what intrigued you. This, of course, is done unconsciously by the lesser or mid-range narcissist, and is done consciously and with awareness and calculation by the greater or the ultra. Some of that knowledge would be put to use as part of the seduction, and some of it would be stored away for later use. Porn would be used in an effective and healthy manner. Our true use of porn would be suspended by the needs arising from effecting the seduction, embedding you and extracting your positive fuel. Porn appeals to each cadre of narcissist as a consequence of its availability and ubiquity. I will explain further a host of reasons why narcissists of all cadres and schools utilize porn, especially during the devaluation period. But to begin with, a brief mention as to why porn is specifically appealing to these groups. The victim narcissist. This is a cadre. With low energy levels and often a low libido, porn provides an easy and available option. Some victim narcissists invariably suffer sexual dysfunction, and therefore watching porn is an easy substitute for something they are less able to do. The somatic narcissist. Porn is the somatics playground. The obsession with body and performance come together in a glittering array of writhing and gyrating bodies. Porn is the cradle of the somatic narcissist. The cerebral. Whilst he has a far less interest in the performance of the actual physical sex act, the cerebral still, of course, wants to know plenty about it, and watching extensive amounts of porn, understanding techniques, observing scenarios, and so forth, enables the cerebral narcissist to stockpile his sexual arsenal for later use through spoken and written communication. The elite. The elite is a combination of cerebral and somatic, and therefore is a combination of the reasons that attract the somatic and the cerebral cadres, means that the elite finds much to relish in the world of pornography. What about the schools? Well, with the lesser narcissists, the power and control which come with porn appeal very much to the lesser. It's an easy way to assert control, and their innate lack of imagination is also catered for by watching such a massive array of porn and obtaining the substitute. The mid-range narcissist. Of a greater cognitive function, the acquisition of knowledge about porn enables the mid-range narcissist to portray himself as more capable than he actually is, and enables him or her, in effect, to talk a good game. The greater narcissist and the ultra. The access to depravity and humiliation appeals especially to the greater. Whilst that actions will also be evidenced in the lesser and mid-range, it's the greater and the ultra who will make extensive use of porn in this fashion, using it as an aid to what they already do, a supplement rather than a substitute. Therein lies the difference. With regard to the lesser and mid-range, porn is bolted on either as a substitute or replacement or a complete enhancement. For the greater and the ultra, it is a layering, a subtlety, a garnish onto the substance that is already there. Accordingly, porn provides some kind of use to each school and each cadre of our kind. If your narcissist didn't appear to access porn, then it may well be the case that you never caught them doing so. Secrecy is a significant part of the narcissistic lifestyle, and secret activity in the bolt hole, password lock devices will invariably be masking the use of porn. Why do our kind make such extensive use of porn? The use of porn naturally is not per se a bad thing, and of course many victims enjoy viewing porn as a stimulating and vibrant addition to sexual activity. Those reasons are for stimulation, increasing knowledge and technique in order to please themselves and their partner, and in essence for reasons governed essentially by emotional empathy, and would be regarded as many people as good. Our reasons are far more varied. Number 1, objectification. People are appliances to us. You are objects. This becomes even more so when we watch porn. Our grandiosity and sense of omnipotence means that these objects are actually performing for our benefit. We sit before the glowing screen, akin to a director, as these objects interact at our say-so. If we want to watch 2 women and a man together, click, we find the video. If we want to find anal, click, we find the video. She-males, bondage, humiliation, whatever we decide the object should do, we just click and the relevant objects appear to do what we want. We consider ourselves as commanding them to do our bidding. 2. Lack of intimacy. Our inability to feel many emotions means that intimacy is abhorrent to us. Yes, it will be faked during seduction because of the greater aim that exists, as I have explained in the video, Do Narcissists Enjoy Sex? But once there is no need for this pretense, it's readily jettisoned. You may, not always admittedly, seek intimacy in your sexual union with us. We don't want that during devaluation, and therefore this will result in an ignited fury response. In order to avoid such a scenario arising, many narcissists take refuge in the world of porn because there is no intimacy. It is cold, clinical, distance removed, and contains 2 or more objects performing as we decree. 3. Control of the environment. We do not want the environment to control us. We must control the environment. This is why control ranks so highly in the prime aims. In the arena of pornography, we are in complete control of the environment. We transport ourselves into the scenario. As godlike, we control it, directing people to place this here and that there. Do this, do that. Take this, take that. Porn is the ultimate place for us to be able to control the environment. 4. Reflection. We do not exist save by reflection. This is why we have such an incredible need for external approval, and why we seek fuel from nearly everything that we interact with. Your emotional responses, good or bad, provide us with the validation that we exist, that we matter, and signal that we have control over you. We also take your characteristics to use as our own in order to further our construct of what we want to be. Do see the video. Character trait acquisition. Very important video. Porn facilitates this also. The supreme Olympic performances of those in the videos that we watch, we consider to be us, and therefore we take those characteristics for ourselves. We also regard the reaction of those in the videos, the orgasmic screams of delight, the groans of pleasure, even the harsh words issued by a dominatrix, to be directed as emotional reactions to us, and thus fuel is gained, and we receive validation by these people recognizing us. We become a participant in the porn. If the video is a point-of-view production, the effect is heightened. We have caused the reaction in our world. 5. Withdrawal. By choosing to spend our time watching porn rather than being in bed with you, we gain fuel from your response. And sometimes it will be thought fuel as we think of you lying there in a lonely bed, upset and wondering why we spend so long locked in our bolt hole. And other times it will be proximate fuel, as you berate us in person for watching porn or become upset when we reject your advances and head for the study instead. Our extensive use of porn is utilized to belittle you, controlling you, drawing fuel from you, and reinforcing our superiority over you through this control. 6. Lack of challenge. We hate being challenged, as this affects our control. Any challenge that you may issue to us in the sexual arena is naturally unwelcome. You are not allowed to make demands on us. That feels as if you are trying to control us. You are not allowed to make sexual demands and needs, which require fulfillment and so forth. Those on the screen don't challenge us. Instead, they do what we want. They comply with us. We chose the scenario. They are fulfilling it. We remain in control. And thus they become preferred to you. You are divisive, awkward, threatening our control, lacking in compliance. 7. On tap. The narcissist requires repeated validation and recognition of our importance, and what better way to receive it than from a medium which is always there, always delivers and does so in spades. It doesn't feel tired, it doesn't have a period, it doesn't have a headache, it doesn't balk at a certain demand or resist a depraved act. It performs when we want it to, and provides us with what we need. This is how our appliances should operate, and how we expect them to operate. 8. Uniqueness. By delving into deviancy and taboo activities online, this reinforces our sense of being unique, special, and above everyone else. Vanilla sex is available for everyone, but we are not everyone. Watching the more deviant and kink sexual activities are not done in order to gain a sexual kick from doing so, although one will be present. The main aim is to reinforce our sense of being unique, because we watch and by extension engage in such activity. 9. Triangulation. We will use the watching of porn to triangulate with you, either through withdrawing from sexual activity with you, or using what we have viewed as the basis for insisting on you engaging in similar activities, and telling us why we want you to do this. This allows fuel to be obtained, and enables our superiority to be reinforced. Number 10. Social media. Our porn habits during devaluation are usually solitary activities in our boat holes, where we are able to reach out and gain fuel from a wide range of appliances through social media at the same time. This creates a heady brew of fuel from our porn viewing and our interaction with appliances through social media. This is highly edifying for us, and by combining the two we feel especially powerful. We receive fuel, assert control, but feel godlike as we command the people on screen to do our bidding as we pull the strings of those we message and text. Accordingly, porn is something which appeals considerably to our kind. If you wish to understand more about this, it is described and analysed in even greater detail in my book, Sex and the Narcissist. I'm H.G. Tudor. Thank you for listening.